Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, I think I might say 16 tons before I leave this morning. Anybody ever felt like they didn't expect to be here? Well, I called my doctor the other day and I said, I don't need a prescription. All I need is a shovel and some dirt.
Yep.
That's it. Hey, we're going to talk right now. Bill Cooksey is here along with Ron Wong has stepped out for a while. And we've got Justin Lawson with us in here talking about the Quality Deer Management Association. And Justin lives out in Collierville. He's been on this show before. And I didn't realize you did landscape and turf grass management.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's a great place.
That's where
were you going to do golf or something?
No, I didn't do golf, but I was in the landscape industry for about 16 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think of golf when I see those things there.
Yeah.
But he's the regional director for Tennessee, Arkansas, Southern Missouri, and Kentucky. And first of all, Justin, thanks for stopping by. And tell us what's going to go on Tuesday night before we get into some environmental discussions with, and I'll let Cooksey get in with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on. Tuesday night is going to be our annual, it's our 6th annual Sportsman's Banquet with Wolf River Branch. We call our branches, our chapters branches.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be held August 15th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Agri Center in the Sea Wing. And we're going to have Corky's Barbecue catering, so you'll have a good meal and good fellowship and maybe win some guns and some bows and all kinds of other merchandise.
Did you hear that? Guns.
Guns.
He put an S on there, didn't he? Yeah.
Guns, bows.
Yeah. That's S's.
That's right.
There's a lot of chances.
Yeah.
But this is a fundraising, FUND, but you could also say is that little company out on Germantown Road, Ducks Unlimited calls fun, F-U-N, raiser.
Yeah,
but,
and just to let people know, our audience know, that 25 to 27% of the money raised at this event will stay with that branch locally to be used for projects and, programs, whatever they want to do, youth events. We actually partnered with Tennessee Wildlife Federation this year in January for their youth hunt out in West Tennessee in Somerville.
I know you did.
Our branch wrote a check for $750 for that to help offset some of the cost and all that stuff. And then we also sponsored 2 shooting or trap teams, Houston High School and Arlington High School this year. So we're doing a lot of good things in the community, and that's just some of the ways we can give back.
And Bill,
well, I was going to say, I assume with entry in the banquet, you're also become a member of QDMA, and you get the magazine, with the number of folks around here now managing everything from really small to really big pieces of ground for whitetails. That magazine has a ton of good information.
Yeah,
you guys put together.
You're going to find articles on how to better your habitat in your deer herd. You're not going to find Reader Digest type stories. You might find one story that shows how to hunt a certain habitat type or something like that, but mostly it's going to be how to better your food plots, your timber management, your dage structure, your deer densities, and so fawn recruitment and all that good stuff.
60,000 members.
Yeah, just a little over 60,000 nationwide in Canada.
Wow.
We have quite a few members in Canada as well.
And I know 1988, you're coming up on an anniversary.
Yeah, 30 years next year.
Yeah.
And, Joe Hamilton founded it in 88. It was a state-based organization in South Carolina. He never envisioned that it becoming a national organization, but it did 2 years later in 1990. And it's just exploded. We have just under 40 employees across the field in headquarters in Bogart, Georgia. So we're a small staff, but we do have a big impact, on the deer herd and deer management. And
well, you're on the road a little bit there.
I am.
If you got a territory like that, but of course, Bill is part of the Vanishing Paradise, and some people have asked me. Well, I've never really explained that. We got 2 of the groups here that I mean, what QDMA does for deer. You guys are in the habitat preservation
or restoration, more than preservation, restoration, even habitat building and or enhancement.
And not just for ducks.
No,
that's what some people
with think. Ours. I mean, the cool thing with QDMA for deer hunters, they really focus on deer, and of course their ancillary benefits, turkey and other game animals and non-game animals. And what we do is more of a broad habitat deal where the Louisiana Gulf Coast disappearing a football field an hour.
An hour.
Mississippi, 86 miles of coast, and they're losing 200 acres a year.
Wow.
South Florida, the Everglades, what was a river of grass is mostly just grass now. Okeechobee fills up. They dump that out through different avenues now, so they're killing St. Lucie and some of those places. And then Florida Bay, the salinity levels increase every year. The fishing's getting worse and worse, and there's some projects in play right now that could change all of that. Without hurting anything up north like Okeechobee, they'll be able to save the glades and save those bays and estuaries.
Well,
so it's just kind of,
if you're looking at restoration, that's what you're talking about.
Right.
And we look at the remarkable, when I was young, there weren't any deer.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I'm ancient here, but
I'm not ancient. We didn't have deer in West Tennessee or any.
I remember as a kid
numbers.
when there were doe days in Mississippi, where they only gave you a couple of days or one day to shoot does.
That's right.
This philosophy's really, science has changed things.
And you guys stress that. I guess you have classes, you give instructions, your open door policy.
Yeah, absolutely. We do field days and seminars with our branches throughout the entire country. Also offer our Deer Steward 1 and 2 levels, which are taught by some of the top biologists in the country, like Dr. Craig Harper from University of Tennessee and Dr. Carl Miller out of University of Georgia, and they go through the 4 cornerstones of QDM, and just really an in-depth course just to learn more about deer habitat and biology and so forth. And then our magazine, like I said, has got tons of articles as well.
Well, I know that 1988, I don't think they realized what potential this would have. And being a deer hunter and love it, I can remember my uncle talking about celebrating when they saw a track.
Yep.
Well, we talk about it in church.
Yeah.
We saw a track, or especially if we saw a deer.
It was a conversation.
I was outside every day on the
farm. Yeah. So you can look at that and look at turkey and look at things like that. It's an amazing. We're going to talk to Justin Lawson here, and Justin, I know that. Jimmy Bullock of Mississippi is the 2017 recipient of the Joe Hamilton Lifetime Achievement Award, which I consider that must be a pretty good honor.
It is. It is a big honor. Jimmy was a board of director of ours for many years, and he's out of Mississippi, and that's one of the highest honors that we give out every year at our national convention.
And then getting back to what's going on Tuesday night. How do they get in touch? Can they get tickets at the door?
They can get tickets at the door. You can also go to our Facebook page, and there's a link to purchase tickets online.
Mm-hmm. And that ticket does include membership. It
includes a membership and a meal. It sure does.
So as you're looking at $45 for a single, that's the membership and the meal.
Right.
And it doesn't say how much limit is on your meal. There's no load limit.
No load limit. No,
okay.
Ron?
Until we run out.
I've seen some big boys come to those things,
Yeah,
so
Ron could show up.
Yeah, well, I don't know about it.
That'll wreck the bottom line.
No, Ron will be back, and that is in the C Wing, which I'll be hopefully out there today and tomorrow, if my voice takes care, at the Agri Center. That's in one of the wings we'll be using for this weekend's, and you guys have got a booth out there.
Yeah, we'll have a booth.
And we've got a guest on the show that I'm really waiting to talk to about. I love this show. This is that kind of the kickoff. Now, Bill was at a big one in Jackson,
Mississippi.
That's a big show.
It is a big show.
And it's in the middle of the state.
Yes.
And it draws people from all over the state of
even Louisiana. I had several people from Louisiana.
Well, there's a bridge, so I mean they can come over. One time they were thinking about taking that bridge down and not let Louisiana in there.
I just don't think I've ever crossed state lines to go to a show unless I was working it. So, I was pretty impressed.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Did you get in free?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I crossed state lines, man.
Oh, that's right. You
You ought
cross.
to get in free if you go to that effort.
Yeah, you have your shots too. That's what I think. I think I missed my shots.
Probably.
So at this, you'll be giving away. You said guns. You said so there'll be. Is raffling a good word? I never know.
We'll have our gun of the year is actually a Kimber Hunter. It's in 7mm 08 with the Sitka camo. We've also got a Kimber pistol, the 1911 45 caliber we'll be giving away, and several other guns as well and stuff. So yeah, there'll be some good stuff there.
So you have some good sponsors, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we could use more always.
That's what I meant.
But we've sold a couple of tables, sponsor tables, and everything.
Come on out there, folks. Help Justin out because the man's getting tired running that bicycle all over the southeast here.
It sounds like a good time, and we're certainly in the right area for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question.
Ask it, Bill.
Considering West Tennessee, small farms. Most people have relatively small leases.
Right.
Let's say the top 3 things they should focus on to improve their deer hunting.
Good question.
I would say native habitat would probably be one of them. People a lot of times overlook native habitat. They think about food plots, and that's all they focus on. And really, kind of a rule of thumb is for food plots, you don't want any more than 6% of your property in food plots. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket.
Wow.
So I think native habitat's probably one of them that people overlook and need to focus on. Making sure your carrying capacity for your is what it needs to be. If you have too many deer and the habitat won't sustain it, then obviously you need to reduce your deer densities. Making sure that age structures and more in balance and everything like that. And then I would say just focusing on observation data, harvest data. A lot of people do camera surveys throughout the year, or actually in August, and to look to see how many deer you've got on your property and so forth. So those would probably be 3 things I would focus on: getting the good observation data, native habitat, and making sure your deer density is what it needs to be.
Well, that's worth just having Justin on the phone.
That's 6%.
Yeah.
People need to listen to that.
They really need to listen to that. Justin, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you guys.
Folks, again, that's Tuesday night at the Agri Center in the Sea Wing Banquet Room. That's the Wolf River branch of the Quality Deer Management Association. Corky's Barbecue. Go on out there and support these guys. Let's take a break. Be right back, I hope, on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this August the 12th.
You can find